Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to create a look using the Subculture Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And like always, I use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot to prime my eyelids. First shade I'm going in with is this light shade, and I feel like it looks lighter in the palette than it is when you blend it on your crease. But it's like the perfect transition shade because it's darker than my own skin color, but not too dark. It's like the perfect in-between shade. So I'm blending this all over in my crease using a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going back and forth. The next shade I'm going in with is called Destiny, and it's a very gorgeous green army shade. And I'm going to blend this first in my outer V using a Anastasia Beverly Hills blending brush. I'm kind of making dapping motions, and at the same time I'm also going to blend it a little bit in my crease. And the shade is eventually going all over my crease as well, but for my outer V I first wanted to apply it using a blending brush so you don't have like a harsh line around that outer V. And then when I'm done with blending this in my outer V, I'm going to pick up a different brush, and like always I'm using the MAC 242 brush. And I apply a tiny amount on this brush because the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows are very pigmented. So I noticed the less product you use, the better, because even with a small amount of their eyeshadows, it gives a lot of color payoff. So I would really recommend, if you have this palette and you struggle with it, just work with very tiny amounts of product. Now I'm going in with the shade Fudge, which is such a gorgeous shade, and I'm going to use this to blend around my crease in the outer V area. Only because I want it a little bit darker, I want it to be blended out more, and I really like the warmth of this shade. I'm also going back in with the shade Destiny to blend my crease further, but my outer V I just wanted to have more warmth that this eyeshadow gives. So like I already said, I'm going back in with the Destiny eyeshadow using the same brush that I used for the Fudge eyeshadow. I will mention all the brushes at the end of the video, and you will find also the names in the description bar. But I'm using this shade to blend out my crease further because I wasn't really pleased with how it was looking. I only dabbed the eyeshadow on my lid. And when I'm done with that, I always go back in with a blending brush to blend around the edges. So that's what I did, and I applied a very tiny amount of the Destiny eyeshadow, and as you can see, it blended out really nice. So now around the edges of my crease, I wanted it to be more warm. So I went in with the New Wave eyeshadow. This will just give it more of a warm halo effect just all around the edges, and I just really like that. And for this I used the Makeup Addiction blending brush, which comes in their Flawless Eye Kit. You can use any brush that you have. I just wanted this to be in my crease, but I won't really recommend a specific brush. You can use any brush, which as long as it's like a blending brush. So now I'm going back in with the Fudge eyeshadow, and I'm using a flat diviner brush, which is by the brand Gabyros. Still don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm pressing the shade right underneath my lower lash line, and I only dip my brush once in the Fudge eyeshadow, and it leaves a lot of pigment, so that's really nice. With other eyeshadows, I sometimes have to dip my brush like 3 times to get the same amount of color payoff. So now I'm going back in with the New Wave eyeshadow, and I'm using a tiny blending brush, which is called the Pencil Brush by Dose of Colors. And I'm just going to blend back and forth. And again, you can see this eyeshadow has a lot of color payoff, but just make sure that you don't use too much of the product. Even if you apply like a very tiny amount and you tap off the brush, you will still have enough to work with. So now to make it even more blended out, I went in with the Dawn eyeshadow and a fluffy blending brush by Makeupgeek, and I'm just going back and forth all underneath my lower lash line. Also, you can see I'm blending more towards my crease. Because I used that same shade at the beginning in my crease, it's now really easy to connect the shade underneath the lower lash line towards my crease, and you can just see that everything comes together. Now to give it a little bit extra, I went in with the Edge eyeshadow, and I applied a little bit of this underneath my lower lash line as well, but more in my inner corner area. And also I blended a bit upwards towards my eyelid. And then for my waterline, I'll be using the Zoeva Nude pencil. I did my eyeliner off camera, but I'm basically using the same products over and over again. I also used this in like my 3 latest videos, but of course I will link all the products that I have used in my description bar. Now for my mascara, I used the MAXFACTOR Calorie Curl Addict Mascara, and I applied my lashes off cameras, which are the Anytude Snobby Lashes. I will link down in the description bar a special discount code. And then this is the end result. I really hope you enjoy watching. A lot of people requested more videos with the Subculture palette to give like more options. So yeah, I really wanted to do this for you guys. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. That would be really sweet and helpful for my channel. And of course, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!